Hi, this is Barry here, and you are very, very welcome to today's podcast episode. Now, if you've got a sharp eye, you probably have noticed that, yes, Barry has changed the name of the podcast again. So, right now, this podcast is called the Digital Unicorn Podcast. Now, there's a couple of reasons for that. One of the reasons is that I didn't want this podcast to be solely talking about digital products. Now, I love digital products. I love making them, and I especially love selling them. But I don't know about you, but I couldn't talk about digital products every single day. Now, I could probably, if I wanted to, I could force myself to come up with content ideas. But it would get boring for me very quickly. I'm someone who likes to talk about a lot of different topics. And I don't know about on your side if you could listen to me talking about digital products every single day. I'm sure there would reach a point where you would just tune out and go somewhere else. So that was one of the reasons why I changed it to the Digital Unicorn Podcast. Now, another reason I changed it was probably more for this reason. And that is to remind me and also you that we are digital unicorns. You know, a lot of us, whether purposely or maybe subconsciously, sometimes we just copy everyone else. You know, we may see someone in our niche that we would like to be like. Now, that's great. If you find someone that's at a higher level than you are, yeah, aim high, try and be like that person, but don't be that person. And that's why I have changed the name to the Digital Unicorn Podcast. And the reason is that unicorns are unique. Unicorns are special and unicorns are rare. So what I want you to remind me and also you is to be more of us. Be more of us in our blog posts, in our podcast, in our digital products, but be more of us. And the thinking behind that is, stupidly, I was starting to copy other people. You know, I was starting to think, well, this is the way I should run my business. You know, this person's running their business this way. This is the content they're creating, so I should do that. Or this is the way they're making their TikTok videos, so I should copy them and I should speak the same way they do, talk about the same topics. And I found that I was losing my motivation. And the reason I was losing my motivation was because I wasn't doing it to be me. I was trying to be another version of them. And I think the saddest thing for any of us is to reach the end of our lives, look back on our lives and never really live our life. You know, sometimes we try and be, a photocopy of someone else's life. Now, I think that's sad that, at the end of your life, you look back and you say, well, I wasn't me. I didn't bring to the marketplace or to whatever platform the best version of me. I just was a photocopy of someone else. And you'll always find that when you're copying someone else, you're always a step behind them because you don't know what they're going to do next. You're always copying them. And this person that you're copying, you're always going to be running behind them, trying to keep up with them, trying to copy the content that they do or the products or whatever it is. And you're always going to be second best because you're not that person. You know, the content that you would create would be different than me. But if you try creating my content, you're just going to be, a copy of me. You could be a better copy of me, which could be a good thing. But you're not going to be motivated to show up because you're going to be looking at what I'm doing. So that's what I want to remind me and also you is to be more unicorn. Be more unique. And you will find that, online, if we all kind of copy each other, well then no one really stands out. And the kind of unique ingredient in the recipe in your online business is you. You know, if you're copying everyone else, writing the same blog post, making the same videos, creating the same digital products, you're not going to stand out. But when you start putting more of you in your content, you will. Because the blog post you will write will be from your perspective, from your life experience, the tips and tricks you've learned along the way. Your videos featuring your face, regardless of how beautiful you are or if you feel you have hit every branch in the ugly tree. If you put your face in your videos today, your videos are going to be completely different because you're here recording them. Again, the podcast, your voice and your thoughts, your ideas is going to make your podcast different than anyone else's because you're on it. And I think for a lot of us who are trying to create online businesses, a lot of us are scared to put ourselves forward. We're afraid of being vulnerable. We're afraid that if we show up in a video that someone's going to laugh at how we look or how we sound or what we talk about. But yet the way you're going to stand out online is to actually put more of you in your content. So that was the kind of main two reasons why I changed the name of the podcast, was because that there's only so much I can talk about digital products before I will bore you to tears, and I'll bore myself to tears. And there's a lot of different topics I want to talk about in this podcast. So that's why I've changed it. And also the mention of a unicorn, because a lot of us are unique, rare, special. And I want you to remember that today. Whatever you're doing, whether you're writing, whether you're making videos, digital products, stop trying to be another version of someone else. You will never be as good as them. You will always be a step behind them, and you'll never stand out because you're being someone else. So why not be the best version of you? Why not stand out by being you in your content? So whatever you're doing today, if you are copying someone else, maybe it's time just to stop, think to yourself and say, do I want to be like that other person? Or do I want to be me online? And you'll find that when you are being you online, it's going to be easy to motivate yourself because you're doing things for you. You're talking to your audience through your words, your ideas, and you're going to help them your way. So don't think that you need to be another version of someone else to be successful online. If you want to be successful online, be the best version of you today. Have a lovely day. Bye-bye.